Hello, Sunday evening, my lovely people. How are you? How's your weekend been? Hope you've been good, stayed out of trouble, and enjoyed the football. I look like I'm hungover or something. Maybe I had too many last night. I'll take a like for that, and I'll take a subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much for coming along. Yeah, give me a sub. That would be massively appreciated. I want to get to 5,000 like soon because we're growing steadily, but I need to get to the 5k. It's in my head, so any advice as to how to do that would be lovely. I was actually going to do a live tonight, my first live, but I ended up needing to get like an access thing granted, and I hadn't set it up before, so I now need to wait until 24 hours before I'll be able to do that. Jeez, you didn't ask for that story, but I'll give you it anyway. I've just finished watching the Arsenal game. West Ham nil, Arsenal nil. We'll go through the highlights from the weekend, but well, Jonas Cedeval was very clear he wanted a striker in the January transfer window. He pleaded, he begged, and you don't get what you want, you get what you demand, and he couldn't get Alessia Russo, and I have no doubt if she was on that pitch tonight for Arsenal, they would have won that game. There are real problems in the final third. Do you know, watching Chelsea men the other night, and all the new players that they've had coming in, you know, Enzo Fernandez and the likes, it's a brilliant Chelsea squad, but up front, you know, Kai Havertz, it's not enough. Aubameyang, it's not enough. And it felt a wee bit like that with Arsenal tonight, not comparing the men to the women, I'm just saying the whole situation. It feels a little bit like they are just really lacking. And it's tough because, you know, Beth made Viviana Miedema, you're going to be a while without them. And I actually think tonight those points dropped. That's a league deciding game kind of thing, you know, in terms of losing the 3 points. That's a problem. You know, only taking a point from that tonight is a problem for Arsenal, because looking at the table now, they've still got a game in hand. But points, they've got 26 points. Chelsea have 31 points. So Arsenal had to win that tonight to try and close that gap. Manchester United women, of course, then dropping points as well today. Frustrated by Everton. Everton, we've been seeing it up to 5th. You're doing really, really well, playing great football. I like Brian Sorensen. He's been good. He has them doing stuff right. I mean, they've been so much better than what they have been of late. So yeah, they'll be chuffed with that result. Everton up to 5th. I mean, there you go. I'm looking at Villa and I want them to find themselves in that spot, but Villa again dropping points yesterday as well. Anyway, it makes things interesting, doesn't it? But for me, I think I was looking at the start of the season and going, Arsenal have to win the league, Arsenal have to win silverware. You know, tonight's just not their normal team. You know, it doesn't seem like the Arsenal what it was a month ago, that's for sure. And I get it, there's problems there. Leah Volta even been missing from the midfield, so Leah Williamson going into that holding midfielder position. What does that mean for her? You know, you're in World Cup year. How long is she going to be in that position? How long is Leah Volta out for that niggle? And I just, you know, West Ham were so defensively strong. Mackenzie Arnold, brilliant. Definitely got away with one. Each side got away with one, I think, in terms of a penalty. But yeah, Arsenal will be massively frustrated by that tonight, and that is a game they should have taken all 3 points. It's now seeing them in 3rd, yes, with that game in hand, but they've got City next week, and I actually think if they play that way against City, we know going forward and in the final third are on it at the minute. You know, they really, really are. That'll see City go above Arsenal. You know, I just wonder what the score is now for Arsenal this season. I hate to be negative, but it doesn't look great. You know, and Stina Blackstenius, I feel for her. You know, of the rumours that we heard at the window, whether it was true or not, haven't been confirmed. That apparently she was offered to Manchester United, along with that offer for wanting Alessia Russo. They were going to throw in Stina as well. It obviously can't help her confidence either. But in front of goal, she's not been clinical, and their chances are there, but it doesn't seem to be. It's not clicking. So I feel for Stina, because we know she's shown brilliant moments of her time at Arsenal. Frida Manham worked her socks off tonight. Leah Williamson I thought was very, very good. She just spraying out those balls. She's a classy player, looking very, very good these days. But other than that, Arsenal were lacking. They were lacking in something. I think West Ham have been very good to watch this season, up and down, up and down. But I mean, great for them. In terms of that result, that is picking up a point. I think it's their first time ever doing that against Arsenal. Let's talk about Chelsea sitting top of the table. I feel they've just had their upsets and they're never going to let it happen again. And that was a good win for them over Spurs today. To be fair, got to give credit to Spurs as well, getting 2 goals. Beth England cancelling out Jess Carter's opening goal. Coming back to haunt Emma Hayes' side, as they said, but it didn't last long. But to come back into the game at 88 minutes, I thought Spurs are starting to get it right. They're still missing something as well, but looking at their form, lost the last 9 points. With the budget that they've got, they're going to want to be doing a bit more. They don't need me to be saying that, but credit to Emma Hayes and Chelsea. Lauren James, I remember years ago, speaking to Farah Williams and asking her, who is it? When she was doing lots of coaching, who is it we need to be looking for? And she said, it's got to be Lauren James. She's got to be the future of the England squad. This is going back maybe 4 years. And what a talented player, but she's just electric to watch. That goal as well, absolutely special. She's a special talent. And Emma Hayes at the end of the game as well, saying there are some things that she needs to work on, dropping back into position, as a solo effort getting the goal. She was absolutely outstanding, but it's getting some traction. I think making sure that even though when you're that good, you're still going to be checked, that there's still the order of Chelsea and how it goes. But yeah, I think they're just looking like, for now, the clear favourites. I don't see them dropping again. Maybe I'm completely tripping, but I think Arsenal dropping these points tonight means that Chelsea will be sitting there rubbing their hands together going, okay, fine, considering as well United to drop points, you can only see it as big momentum game for Chelsea. I mentioned it, Everton, impressive at the moment. Liverpool, another big win for them. Reading, dear oh dear. But Liverpool, Gemma Bonner coming back in has obviously been a good signing for them. But things just starting to even out a little bit more for Liverpool and Leicester. God love them, still at the bottom. And still only 1 win this season. So things are starting to look how they're going to look, I think, moving forward. I think we know what's going to happen at the bottom end of the table. And I now actually think from tonight's game, it's very possible that that's the same for the top end of the table. I don't want to be saying that. I was hoping it was going to be Arsenal's year. I hope I'm proved wrong. A lot can change, of course. But the signings that have come in, I don't know if there's enough experience there and enough in the final third to cement things for Arsenal. Could be tripping. I want it to be different, of course. But hey ho, what you gonna do? Coming up, let me just talk to you about the fixtures that we've got coming up. Okay, so Saturday the 11th, Man City against Arsenal. I can't predict that, can I? I don't know, I just think watching tonight, I'm like, oh, City are so strong up front. If Leah Williamson's still holding midfielder defensively, Lotta sometimes can be a little bit shaky, Lotta Moy. And then Sunday you've got Spurs against United, Brighton against Aston Villa, and Liverpool against Leicester. So interesting times, my friends. But we will see what happens. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe I'm being negative. Maybe it's just because I'm like tired and it's Sunday night. I don't know what I'm doing in my life, but you can let me know your thoughts. Just want to see the top goal scorers as well. Yeah, still Bunny Shaw 10 goals, Rachel Daly 9 goals, Sam Kerr 6 goals. Interesting times. Give me a subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are as well. I think we might all be on the same page. Maybe I'm tripping.